What's up, YouTube? It's Aaron with Pass Priority, and who are you and what'd you do?
Yo, my name's Corey Pettit, and I went X-3 drop at the Duluth Regionals this weekend.
Oh, hell yeah, congrats. What'd you play?
Thanks, bro. Played Fiendsmith Mitsu. I think this is the best deck in the room to go X3 drop, so yeah, let's get into it, man.
Let's see it.
Awesome. So we started with a Fiendsmith engine. We've got Fiendsmith Engraver. This card is really cool because the text actually says when you resolve this card, your opponent activates Droll and Lockbird. It's a really sweet card.
It's true.
It makes it to where you can't play the game really quickly, so it's great to start with this in your hand. That's why I maxed it at 3. We have, of course, Lacrima, Lurie. I decided to play 2 tracks because 3 is technically optimal, so I didn't want to open this as much so that I could go X3 drop and play side events. And then we play the trap, and I make sure not to keep this in going second because every time I do, I need it, and so I figured if I just side it out, I'll lose faster.
All right, that's fair. Well, what do you think about Lurie?
Lurie is probably the best normal summon in the deck. You know, it's the only one that gets you to the Link 1 without much of a fuss. I mean, if they see Lacrima, they're probably going to hand trap it. That's more obvious.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Definitely. So then we've got the Mitsu engine. So we've got the 3 Ame. This card is really, really cool. I know that if you open this in prayers and draw phase, you're supposed to distribute this. That way, if you get like interrupted, it really messes with your plays and make sure that you get to go X3 drop faster.
That's true. It looks like AI art.
I know, it probably is AI art. You know, we support AI art here, so, you know, make sure you get these.
True.
And then you play 1 and 1 of these. A lot of people are talking about only playing 2 of this, which is really cool, but like, if this gets banished, now I don't have to play the game anymore. So,
that's true. You get to move on to the side events. So
exactly,
that's pretty sweet. Okay.
Exactly. I played 2 of this. It might look a little weird. There's some lines where you need both of them. It's also like probably the second best normal stone in the deck. Probably should have played 3 so I could brick on it a little bit more. But you know, it is what it is. Hindsight is 20/20.
Understandable.
Saji, and then the Kusanagi. Obviously, this guy is the best one to open in your hands.
Hell yeah.
It makes it to where the Habakiri is not 1-card combo, so you can just lose a little bit faster.
That's awesome. Kusanagi, too. I think he's pretty good to open as well.
Yeah, he's not bad, especially if you don't have anything engraved or like banished. So, and then we've got 3 copies of Mitsurugi Prayers. This card's not that good. We don't need to talk about it.
Quick play spells suck.
I played 2 Ritual. You know, I could have played 1, but it's nice to like have 2 in your deck. Somehow you still don't open one of them, even though you put 2 in your deck, but you know, it's the theory behind it.
Yeah.
This card is really good, so I don't think we need to talk about it. And then I play the Trap. The Trap is really cool because if you're going second, you will always open in your hand, and that makes it to where you can lose a little bit faster, so you can go X3 drop and play side events.
That's true. Do you play anything like Droplet so you can like pitch it? Or?
No, I like it to stay in my hand actually.
Understandable.
So, yeah, it's really cool.
I like to look at it. It's really cool art.
This card is the best card in the deck. It helps you play through Droll and stuff like that. So that's why I decided to play 1 of it so I could see it as least as possible.
Fair.
Yeah. And then hand traps. So, you know, this is all kind of the same stuff, right? 3 Fua, 3 Ash, 3 Droll. I played 2 Nib and 2 Bell. You know the rules, you know, if you play 3 of a card, you'll always see it. If you play 1, you'll never see it. So this is so you see it some of the time, right?
And you see them both at the same time, right?
Yeah, and you see both of these, and both of these will find their way to your hands.
And Kusanagi, yeah, okay. I see the vision. Yeah.
And this is the FTK. Droll FTK is every deck in the format. You actually don't need any of these. I would just recommend putting like 9 to 12 copies of Droll in your deck. Gotcha. And that should get you there. And then last non-engine, we played 1 Imperm for Crossout. It's really great to draw the 1 of when you're playing it for Crossout because it doesn't do anything in this format. So awesome to have in your hand as like a brick. And then these cards that you never see. If you would see them, they'd be really good, but you never do. So.
No, and we're trying to get out faster, so.
Exactly.
You don't need them.
I'm going to go over the extra deck. So we're playing Fiendsmith Mitsu. So we've got a lot of Fiendsmith cards, right? All of these. You never summon these because you never get to play because you get drolled on Engraver. So these don't matter.
True. Okay. Hey, one of those Requiems was 4 and 1 wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, psychic damage.
These are really cool, you know, because, like, your opponent, you always summon the German one first, right? And then when your opponent asks what it does, instead of pulling out your English copy, you just open up Neuron, and then you take a long time to make it load, so you really stall for time.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then we have SP. This card is cool in theory, but you never summon it. Dark, and the Chirizo and the Duke of Demise. We can do a combo for this later in the video. This is actually part of the bridge that gets you from Fiendsmith to Mitsu. You never get there because you always get hand trap before that, but...
Yeah, true.
And then King of the Fair Lamps, also part of the combo to get you from Fiendsmith to Mitsu, so you never see this card. And then the only card that ever gets summoned is Baguska. And this is if you get really lucky and you're able to stick 2 level 4 bodies on the field.
That's true.
Doesn't happen very often.
After you get Drolled on Engraver, you're gonna get 2. Okay, I got you.
Well, you have to like hard open, like Lackerman. Yeah, you got to open way too much. But this card's a god card. It's the only thing that you get to summon. So you know,
hey, it makes use of the Saji and the Kusanagi. So.
Absolutely. And I don't know when we're gonna get the alt art with the booze, but that would be nice. And then we'll talk about the side deck just for a second. I mean, this is the obligatory card. This card is really bad against Malice. I wouldn't side it in. People always say, oh, you know, you do it in the standby, you do it after the normal summon. I just don't think you throw it in. Like, I just don't think it's worth it anymore.
True. Unplayable.
We've got 2 Perulias and 1 Meows because this card's expensive and I don't want to buy any more of them. And also, this is the optimal ratio. Speaking of optimal ratios, Thrust, Lightning Storm, Gordian Slicer, really cool card in theory, but you never get to draw it going second. So
true.
You know, I just like to put it in going first. It really helps out. Harpy's Feather Duster, and then 3 Judgments. This is another really good going second card. You know, you think like, oh, it's a trap card. You only want it going first, but if you side it in going second, set it, and then let your opponent try to start playing on their next turn, you can just Judgment whatever they do.
And it makes the game end quicker because your life points go down faster.
Exactly. See, this is the most optimal card to going X3 drop so you can play side events.
I see. You got to help your opponent sometimes.
Exactly. And see, that's what I did at Duluth. I ended up going X3 drop after round 3. I went and played an Edison event, won this cool mat.
Got this cool mat. All right.
It was all worth it in the end.
All right. Any last thoughts? Any shout outs?
Shout outs to Chat Yu-Gi-Oh! We all like got destroyed, none of us topped. It was really fun.
Hey, true.
And I think you should play this deck if you want to go X3 drop.
Oh yeah. Take it easy, guys.
Alright, so this is the combo portion of the video. We're going to go over how you utilize these cards by starting with the Fiendsmith engine to bridge into the Mitsurugi engine. So you just need 1 card. You need Fiendsmith Engraver. You're going to activate Engraver to add Fiendsmith Trapped to your hand. And then you're going to pass turn.